Hi, my name is Annie Dong. I'm more of a Florida girl, so I'm based out in, I like to say like I'm in Tampa, Sarasota, Bradenton, a little bit in that area. I'm also currently based in Detroit, Michigan, because I recently moved up there for grad school for my MFA. And then the art style that I do have like two separate art that I do, my own private art practice and then also my public art practice, which is like my murals, the public art side of things. That style, I love doing whimsical, really fun, like illustrative realism style, lots of bright color, fun elements. And then my private art practice side, I do a mixture of painting, sculpture, and installation by bringing items that are usually a small item like school objects and make it really big and very interesting and contemporary. I was approached by Sierra, who is the Sarasota Public Art Coordinator. Yeah, and it was started off as a project process within like a little over, or like a year, where we started from like one sketch to another. I think there was like a total of like 35 renderings. We were just like working on a bunch of sketches and designs, and it's tricky because it is a public art piece that's funded by the city. There is a lot of guidelines that need to be followed by, so every time there was like a new sketch or new design, it has to be considered in from the public's opinion, the local community, what do they feel about it, and their input, and that causes to change things, take things out, change colors, trying to satisfy a lot of different parties throughout. It gets a bit tricky, but that's about the process. Gather a lot of ideas, a lot of motifs that I want to add, color palettes, and then from there just keep sketching and keep adding colors and changing things. I think like butterflies are such a staple in like the Florida culture, especially in Sarasota with all the plants and the natives. Like butterflies are just one of the things that I personally remember. They're just like a joyous thing to remind you to like small things in life. It just pause. I love to pause and watch the butterflies fly away. I think it's very small things in life to really slow down and enjoy the moment, and I always love the butterflies, and it reminds me of like, you know, being a caterpillar, not to be so cliche, but like a caterpillar, a cocoon, and you blossom into a butterfly and you fly and you take flight. I think there's like something really beautiful within that where you keep growing. But I also know that Ashley also loves butterflies, and we talked about a lot of metaphors together, and then like the idea of migration with butterflies. I learned a lot about monarchs. The sunset was like also something very fun. I think it was a great idea. We needed that sunset to make the mural now like for what it is. It's so pretty with the colors, and when a sun sets and you drive by it, it matches it, and I think that's what makes it very like happy. Yeah, shout out to Ashley for that idea. There was like definitely a lot of revisions with the design. Things that didn't work, things that worked, getting feedback, taking lots of things out. It was like a very long process. I was out in Michigan, in Detroit. I didn't see the wall physically, so I had to like work with what I had. And then coming in person, I'm like, oh, it is so textured and brick. So like you have to, obviously being a muralist, you have to adjust to certain things. And I think like the brick wall played a huge part of like what the outcome of the design is. I think that was like the very tricky part, was like doing the butterflies within the bricks and then the texture, making it look the way it is. And I think I'm always drawn to murals and public art because of like it's accessible to the public, and I think art should be something very accessible to the people, and it should be joyous, and it should bring like brighten up the space. And that's why I love like doing murals. There's like a feeling of just turning a blank wall to something really bright and happy and colorful, because I think we need more of that. And shout out to Hanh! Han's been an amazing assistant being part of this journey. I was like, I need like an extra hand or two. Hanh is someone I went to undergrad with and did art, and she did a great job helping out and dealing with me crashing out a few times, but you know. So it's like a bonding moment, putting herself through the heat and the pain. But she does good stuff, so shout out to Hanh. She does graphic design if anyone wants a flyer. So the drips caused the idea of flowers, like little cute little, fun little, whimsical little petals. I've done murals where I've like painted like the side of the panels, like going beyond the wall, to make it like an interactive fun, because it would be great for photo ops. And I think that's also like a really fun way to get people, when they enter through the building, they see little petals and they're like, oh, what is the petal leading to? And you're like, the sign. It's like, oh, more petals. So yeah, I think it's really fun. I think about like a lot about being a kid again. A lot of my work is very nostalgia stuff. I'm a very like picky artist. I'm very like a harsh critic of my own work. I think like I need to take a break from staring at the wall and staring at it and just like, and then come back to it and be like, oh, okay, maybe I can fix this. But I try to like take it back and be like, you know what, just leave it alone because it's just gonna make it worse. Just leave it alone. So right now, I'm chilling. It's like always like a like mind over body kind of thing. Trying to really lock in, put your body through that. Yeah, I feel like a big girl boss now.
You are.
I feel so strong lifting all these things. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like the people here, like you, Kaitlyn. Shout out to Kaitlyn too. Everyone in Hanh, now the realists. But I think like that wouldn't be possible without you guys. I think there's like a little bit of everything that falls for it, like the community being very supportive during like honking, yelling, like yeah, you know, people bypassers and stuff. I think it's really nice to know that, you know, there's a community here. I love Sarasota. And Hanh vintage. Come get your next dress.